Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is an end of the month for the month of December tarot oracle reading. And Leo, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Leo, we still all have a little bit of Leo in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Leo in? That is where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. I've already shuffled the cards. I'm just giving them a cut and a quick shuffle, and we will begin with the underlying energy for the reading from the card from the bottom of the deck. And we have conviction beyond a doubt. We have the Seven of Wands. So this is a card where someone has conviction beyond a doubt, basically. They're going to stand their ground for what they want, for the actions that they are about to take, and this could represent competition, people below them, and they've gone to higher ground, or it could just be like they've had to go to higher ground because of their own actions. And you'll notice that they're wearing two different sets of footwear. One is a boot and one is a shoe. And so this can represent being in between two worlds. But they know without a doubt that they know what they know, and they're going to take action in this way, and they're willing to defend their position. And so this energy is representing, I feel, oh, come here. Sorry, I just have to get my cat here. She wants to come participate in the reading. Yeah, you're a good girl. You purr. That's your job. Sorry about that. So this energy is talking about being like in two worlds. And this is, I feel like this is representing moving from 2025 into 2026. And the 2025 energy, 2 + 2 + 5 is 9, is the 9. And so we're coming to the end of a 9-year cycle and moving into a 10-year cycle. And 2026, 2 + 2 + 6 is 10. Break that down, 1 + 0 = 1. So we've got a brand new way of being, and we're kind of in between this energy. And there also is a new moon tonight as I'm doing this reading. And the new moon is in Sagittarius, which is this taking action, fiery energy. And this is representing also that on the 21st, there will be the solstice. And the solstice is the shortest day and longest night of the year. And so after that, there's light at the end of the tunnel, and we'll be moving forward in a new way. So the new moon tonight is about moving forward in a new way and taking action in a new way, in a new world, in a new cycle. New. And this is also about giving up regret. This person's in regret. So this is the card for the underlying energy of the internal dynamics or the internal forces, and that will be in the bottom part of my spread here. So this is what you have control over. This is what you may lay in bed at night worrying about. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if? And so this person is standing on, there's 3 cups here that have spilled. 2 are full of wine, and 1 has some sort of other substance in it. So there's some regret over these spilt cups, and then there's 2 cups standing. This actually, this energy has come up in another reading, and this energy is talking about sometimes this is just regret for, these can be cups of love. Sometimes this energy can represent that there was 3 people involved in a relationship that was supposed to be a couple, and there's regret over maybe being the one to invite that energy into your relationship, or it can be vice versa. And it also is the energy, this is the energy of sometimes letting go of an addiction to some sort of substance, and the poisonous aspects of it. And so changing the course of your life. Like, so you can go pick up these 2 cups here, representing, this can represent within you the higher self and, you know, your physical body, and bringing those together for benefits, you know, to benefit yourself, and knowing without a doubt that this is the action that you're going to take, and walking down this path, crossing the bridge over troubled water, and you're going to a castle that's half dilapidated and half standing. So this is talking about an energy of being in, you know, repairing damage in the past, etc., by making, this is like the first move to do so. And you have beyond, you have conviction beyond a doubt that this is what you are going to do. So Leo, this is good energy to move into a reading. And there's a lot of competition, or there was a lot of competition that was involved in something about this regret and getting involved in a competition. So this energy is my Mean Girls card. It's like a narcissistic cheerleaders who will do anything to win. And if they don't succeed, then their mothers will give it a try. And that's the energy. It's kind of, it speaks of how generational anger, immaturity towards competition, not recognizing that, you know, we're in competition with ourselves. Like, so we can have one foot in one world and one foot in the other. So this energy is talking about being on the cusp, and what better energy than right now. The moons, when they come out, the new moon and the full moon, usually we can feel that energy quite strongly for 3 days before and 3 days after. So this reading I will put out first thing in the morning, and it will be the day before the solstice. And there we have it. The new moon also if I haven't said it yet, I'm in the zone. So the new moon is also a Sagittarian full moon. So this wand energy is talking about action, taking action for the new, towards the new. And okay, so like, and this is re-emphasizing this. This person's at the crossing point horizon, basically. They're at the 0 point, and they're starting a whole new cycle, a whole new journey, a whole new way of being. And that represents the energy of moving in from 2025 to 2026. This is about all the new. And the little dog is with them, is either barking at them to tell them, hey, you're about to walk off the cliff, or the dog is just enjoying the journey with them, because either they're on their divine path or they're not. And so this is, let's see what this is about. Okay, so the King of Cups is coming in now. So the King of Cups is the most emotionally available of all the kings in the minor arcana. There's 4 of them. And he's holding a cup of love. And this is the most emotionally available king, because he has control of his emotions. So he doesn't let his emotions get the better of him to get into conflicts with people that he doesn't want to get in conflicts with. This is an alpha male energy. He's like the old dog that, you know, is the leader of the pack, but is kind of retired. And he's chewing on his bone on the porch. And the other alpha, the beta males, that want to be the alpha male are starting to fight over each other. And so he goes down there to, you know, clean their clocks and let them know, and just goes back up and chews on his bone again, because he knows who's the boss. He's the alpha, and that's the way it is. So this is talking about someone who is ready to take action in a moment's notice, but he's very balanced in his emotions, and that allows him to be able to act out of love. And so this could be romantic love, that he's about to take a step forward and propose or something to someone, or it could be just love for his children, love for his country, love, you know, just love in general. We'll see. Oh, and then the Emperor comes in. Interesting. So the King of Cups, this is an aspect. I feel like this could be the same person. It doesn't have to be. It might be different. And I also want to point out that these are archetypes. And so the tarot is the figures on that in the tarot are archetypes. So what that means is they could be either male or female. But like the King and the Emperor are in their masculine energy, but this could be a female. And this could be the same person, or this could be two different people. The Emperor, and same with the Fool here. So the Emperor is sitting on his throne, and he's all four of the kings rolled into one. And so he is sitting on his throne, and he always wears his armor underneath his cloak. He's ready to take action in a moment's notice. And like this person had to take action here. This could be the Emperor, because they rushed out and they actually didn't put the two same shoes on, that kind of energy. And but so the Emperor is, he's wise. He's people look up to him as someone that can, as an authority figure. This is an energy of he has like financial, like he's really good at bringing from thoughts into being. Good at business. Good, he's likely to be a CEO or a president or a prime minister or a king, actually, of a country. He's like at whatever field he's in, he's at the top. He's a leader in his field. He uses his words as well as his physical. He's like a very well-rounded person, and when he's in the upright. And the King of Cups is one of those aspects. So he has the Emperor. This could be saying that this person is getting close to being an emperor, but he's leaning right now on his love. Like that's the king energy that he's in at this moment. And then we have justice. So the emperor quite often could be a judge also, someone that's very like at the top of the, like the Supreme Court kind of judge, a senator, that kind of energy. And so the president, that kind of energy. But there's some sort of justice that needs to be applied here. And this is representing, justice is redemption from karma. And it's also talks about for the ancestors and the descendants. So this is not a small matter. This is something that has to be handled at the highest levels. And she's sitting in between these two pillars, which represent extremes. And when you get extreme, when you get neutral to the extremes, then you can be neutral to the energy in advance. And I never have noticed this before, that she's holding this sword. I don't know why in all the time that I've done tarot readings, I have not noticed that sword in her hand. So she's ready to wield, like the decision's made. That's what's being said. I just thought that was part of this post here. So the right hand has the sword because she's will cut through the red tape. I feel like that kind of energy. And this justice that's coming in is also karmic justice. So it's not just on the 3D, it's also in the 5D. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So maybe it's justice for the Queen of Pentacles, or it's justice for the King of Cups or the Emperor. I feel the Emperor is the one that is going to apply this justice. Yeah, or should be anyway. That would be their responsibility above the king. And it may be that the king and queen could be a couple. So the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups Queen of Pentacles could be a couple, or they could be the same person still adopting the masculine and the feminine energy about love, and it has to do with pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is sitting on her throne. And remember, the queen can also be a male in his feminine energy. So this energy is talking about someone who's very they're focused on the pentacle. Pentacles are coin, they are money, but that's just that form of energy of abundance. This is talking about health, wealth, happiness, all the material matter on earth and bringing that down. And that's part of this, I guess, why I noticed the sword, because matter on the earth is formed first with a thought, and then that thought is, becomes matter. And so the energy is talking about the Queen of Pentacles knows the value of a dollar. She is about quality over quantity. So she doesn't just collect pentacles for the sake of it. She is very well known, actually, for being able to be in a position where she can make something out of nothing. So she is known to be able to, really, she can do with, she can take very little and make something really big out of it. And she is very resourceful, and that's the energy that's coming in. So someone's had to be resourceful. This is your energy. I'm getting, you had to be resourceful because something to do with this competition here. And there's a new cycle happening now. So let's see what's this about. So in the internal dynamics here, this is how you identify yourself as someone that's had to deal with a lot of competition. And it's coming up ever since you were born. So you may have been in competition with your siblings. Maybe there was a lot of siblings in the family, or there was karma within the individuals in the family is what I'm picking up. And maybe that karma is now being cleared. It is not uncommon for us to have karma with the people that we, that are our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, our siblings and our aunts, uncles, that kind of energy, cousins. It's very common actually to have karma with those people. And so the abundance in self-worth is like you deserve a new cycle and you want to leave this energy behind. And then this is communication in early life. I'm getting you had a very loving masculine energy in your life, someone that you really looked up to, like your dad was your hero kind of energy. And then the home and family, the emotional foundation is someone that was very strict and his way was the way, but this was someone that was very wise, and you were probably raised in a family that had this is like a real strong father figure, a strong masculine energy, an alpha male, and would be someone like you had been raised in a family that was came from professionals, that kind of well-educated professional people. This is talking about your creativity, your romance, and your children. So this energy is about justice for the ancestors and the descendants. That's what I was picking up. So this energy is bigger, like it could be to do with the world also, kind of. So it can be, as big as it is out in the universe, all the way down to like one person that's listening here that identifies with this energy. And then everything in between. And the Queen of Pentacles is actually representing how you handle, like how you run your household, what habits you have, and your health. So, living a healthy lifestyle and, knowing what to value and what to let go of, and knowing what to do with abundance. So the Queen of Pentacles has probably been raised in a family that has generational wealth. And so this is talking about someone, with a legacy to pass on to their, and this could be like a family business, or it could be, just like an inheritance, that kind of energy. And then we have Temperance. And Temperance is defining the external forces. So this is the what if. What if I do this? What if I do that? And then being in regret over some of the choices you've made in the past, and now wanting to move forward in this new way. And Temperance is actually a Sagittarius energy also. So this is about the actions. And this one, Temperance, is about having devotion to your life path. So it's saying that you've remained on your life path. You've got one foot in the universal waters, and you're bringing that down to earth. You're pouring from two cups. So it's like talking about the masculine and feminine, the intuitive and the logic. And you've stayed on your path. And you've been, this is someone who some people refer to as an earth angel. So this energy is talking about doing God's work on the planet. And this is the also the new moon that's tonight is the Sagittarian new moon. So it's bringing in new, not just the new energy, but asking for people to take action on on a new cycle. So basically the new year is starting tonight. And then the solstice is there, and you'll start to notice this energy. I'm getting it's gaining force until the new year, and then we move into January. So this energy it's been a long time coming. So this is external forces. These are when you're laying in bed at night and you're worrying and you're thinking, what the EF happened? External forces happened. That's the external forces came in and affected your life. And it has to do with pentacles. It has to do with your abundance. So someone from outside of you affected your pentacles, your abundance. And this night, the nights work for royalty. So the night would work for the King of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. They could be a couple or they may not be a couple. And like the King and the Queen and the Emperor, this is an archetype. And in the old days, they would always be male, the knights. And they worked for the King and the Queen. And so I feel like this knight is delivering a message to the Queen, or delivering a message about the Queen to the King. And the King might be sending a message, like that's what the knights did. They went from, these two represent being royalty in two different suits. So this energy is about information being passed back and forth. And in the old days, the knight it would be really slow sometimes getting the information, because the knight had to travel by horse. That was the only form of communication. These days, it would come in from an email, a letter, a text, a social post, documents, that kind of energy. Having said that, it came in slow. So you've had to be very patient for this external force regarding this pentacle, for that information to come in. And then we have the King of Pentacles. So now, look at this. We have three, we have the King and the Emperor, and then we have another King, and this is the King of Pentacles. So the Queen and the King of Pentacles are here together. And I feel like now they are probably most likely a couple. And this King of Cups is sending a message to this couple or one of these two. And there may have been a third party relationship happening here, and people, maybe the King of Pentacles wasn't aware of it, and now the King of Pentacles is aware of it. So these two cups represent, I feel like this is about the Queen, because she's the only, non-male figure here, or masculine energy here. This is feminine. And I feel that the King of Cups is either sending a message now to the King of Pentacles regarding why were you with my Queen, or that they're in love with the Queen of Pentacles, or it could be that the King of Pentacles is sending a message to the King of Cups saying, how dare you have touched my wife, my partner. That's the kind of energy I'm picking up. There's a lot of regret here. Someone is standing on their conviction. This is like moving into new territory. And this has been a while coming in. So this could have happened a long time ago. This could have been an energy, because when you think about kings and queens, and you think about like the legacy of the bloodline, is what I'm picking up. So this could be about DNA. And nowadays, like, we can get our DNA tested and then find our ancestors. And so there may have been some sort of question about bloodline. And this is playing out on a bigger scale as well as on a low, so because like in actual time on the planet right now, we have this exact energy happening with some royalty. So that's the kind of energy. And so, okay, so there's three there's a lot of regret over this Three of Pentacles from the individuals that were involved. And then there's also a lot of disappointment on whoever, I feel like whoever the Queen cheated with or cheated against kind of energy. It's most likely that when these two show up, they're usually a couple that is very well respected. They're, like a professional couple. And the Queen and the King of Pentacles are also, like, they're steady, but they're the most boring, would be considered the most boring of all the, if you like drama, you wouldn't want to live their lifestyle because they're steady or appear to be. But I feel like maybe the Queen stepped out is the energy I'm getting here with the King of Cups, because she accepted a cup of love from someone else. And now it's come out, and this is like toxic energy. That's one version. Or it could be talking about someone from the competition, from another community or whatever, actually trying to poison, the king or the queen. That happens also. In the old days, that happened a lot, and that's why you had to have a trusted knight to deliver the messages for you. In any regard, this is actually coming in from the universe now. But this person is sitting under the tree, and they're like, man, I found like I don't want to have to deal with this kind of energy again. And it was, there's a lot of regret here. So this person needs to take these two cups and carry on. So maybe the king and the queen are carrying on, but it could be that this happened to their parents or their grandparents, and now they're finding out that, through DNA, that they're not actually part of the bloodline. Some sort of energy like that. That's what's coming up. So going all the way down from royalty to like the average person, in the world, this is trickling down. So past, present, future. It could be a past situation, a present one now, and one that is affecting the future. Or, and it also could be, like, so that meaning, like, it could be, this is something that happened with your ancestors, and this is just coming out now. And it could also be that there's some heavy competition that's bringing this out and pointing this out. And that's what's happening. So there's a lot of volatile information here. A lot of the communication has caused a lot of volatile energy on the planet. And I feel like we're seeing that in the news right now. That's the energy. So on a higher scale, it trickles down. Shift goes down current, right? And so goes downstream. So that's the energy. And then, okay, so the Knight of Wands now is coming in. And so the Knight of Wands is this action. This is talking about whatever action was taken by the people here. The Knight of Wands is very passionate, and look, he's got that big plume on, the red plume. This represents that he could be a hothead, and this energy is maybe coming from this competition. And this King of Cup could be possibly, this is the competition telling this king about this king, kind of competition. So it could involve now more than 2 countries. It could be 3 countries at a highest level. And then in the universe, who knows what's happening out there, right? So this is talking about this energy coming down to Earth and being represented also in Joe and Nancy's, I'm just using random names in their lives. Like, so that, this can be playing out on many levels in the past, the present, and the future. But the one thing that's for sure, this is a rebel with a cause. So this information now is coming in, and I feel like the competition might be from this energy, and they're coming in with this information and told the King of Cups or the King of Pentacles or the Queen of Pentacles, whatever happened, knows that's been delivered. I feel like this energy is between the Queen and the King, and it's been delivered to them. And it's regarding this energy. And this energy could be the competition, or this energy could be another kingdom. Like, that's the energy. So there's a lot going on. And here we have someone in a position where they are now not taking action. They are going inward to figure out what to do, like what to do about this kind of energy. And this can also talk about how long it came to be in, and someone in the past was supposed to deliver this information from this energy, or this information, because this is the slowest moving, and it didn't get there in time, or it didn't get there at all for whatever reason. So something wasn't delivered to these two, or yeah, I feel like it's to these two. And now finally this information has come in, and it's regarding their abundance. And now the information has been shared, because that is the three swords are sitting on the, are hung on the wall, and this one's at rest. But I feel like this could have been like information that should have come in like years ago, like decades ago. And at the very least, at the beginning of this other cycle. And now that this cycle is ending, 2025. So you go back, that's like around 2015, 2016 energy. Something happened, and that whatever happened is now coming in, and that information is being delivered, and I'm getting it's very public. Like, this is on a bigger scale, and whatever is happening in like when we watch the news and we watch what's happening with the leaders of the world and what's happening in the world, that chaos is also happening on other levels to the people below. Because what a lot of people don't really think about is the fact that, we are the government. If we employ tactics that are disappointing, then those tactics will then be applied to us. And this actually was supposed to be like this. So we're actually now on the last card coming in. I was wondering, because this one, but this is central. This is central, because this is a universe delivering this message now. It's coming in, and it can't be stopped. And we're seeing that so much right now. And like also what this is saying is the forces of the universe and what God says is going to happen. And you can stand on your conviction of what the actions you took all you want. It will come out when God wants it to. And the ways of that energy are mysterious. And we're seeing a lot of flooding right now on the west coast of British Columbia and in Washington. It's like really, really heavy energy, just like, and my heart goes out to everybody. Like, it's just like, it's a lot of water. It's a lot of water. And this energy, this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. This is going to come out. This is, the emperor sometimes represents like the legal system and like high up political, the CIA, that kind of energy, the FBI, Supreme Court level decisions, that kind of energy is coming in. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. So this is really, woo, and although the energy in 2026 is going to be different from the energy, and it's starting a new cycle from 2025, it doesn't mean that the energy is going to be less volatile. It could be very different, but volatile in a different way. Or it could be totally way more like lay down the swords and let's have peace, which would be awesome. That would be awesome. So I'm interested to clarify this, because this is really like, I could just feel this energy, and I feel like everyone on the planet is feeling it on some level, even the animals, okay? Because my cat has been, like, she has to be on my lap when I'm doing readings. She loves to be on my lap, but she keeps getting up and down, and it's that kind of energy, up and down, roller coaster. And I get, as more information comes in, it's boom, and then, you know, and like for all the people that are on the West Coast that are flooded, and then there was a huge storm in the prairies. Like you couldn't, they have a total whiteout. And, you know, God bless those people, because I moved out of that heavy snow energy from the prairies. Like, I don't know, it's been a good, well over a decade ago. And when it's like minus 35 or 40 and it's blowing like that and you can't even see because there's so much snow, the snow is coming down, it's cold. Like it's like minus, you know, we're talking minus 35, 40 degrees Celsius below zero, right? This is cold and there's a lot of snow and the roads are all like closed, and it's a lot of shoveling. It's a lot of energy. A lot of snowflakes are falling. A lot of tactics are, you know, are being exposed. It's that kind of energy. It's really volatile. And so let's look into this a little bit more, because I feel like the advice here for you, Leo, is don't get caught up in it. To, you know, go sit under a tree and reflect. You know, do your meditation and pray. This stained glass window here says Pax on it, and that's peace, peace of mind. Put down the sword, put down the battles. Don't, you know, fools rush in. Don't like maintain really strong boundaries internally to this energy, so that you can really have strong boundaries about any energy you don't want to react to. So then you'll stay calm. And that's good advice for all of us. But Leo is the sign of the leader. Leos are born to lead. That's the energy. But it's also the stage of life. It's also like an adolescent boy, that real impulsive energy. So don't act on impulse right now. That's like, it's not a good idea, because what you're seeing on the news happening is also happening in lower levels. And if you're reacting to the situations and making them more volatile, it won't be good for you. It won't work out very well for you. It's not a good time to do that. So the energy, I was just going to say, if you are enjoying this reading, please do like and comment, because it really does help me build my channel and be able to continue doing it. And also, I'm going to clarify this now with my oracle, and that's Tales from the Vector. And I have a website, talesfromthevector.com, where I have all the paintings that I completed for this oracle that has started in 2007. And in 2020, I completed the 64th painting. I've had them out and about for, you know, at psychic fairs and that, but I didn't have it in its entirety. And so now I'm working on the book that goes with it, and I plan to bring the oracle out. In the description box below, I will list the numbers of the paintings in the order they are in my gallery on the website. So if you want to check them out, go there and, you know, get more information if you want. This is the card popped out here, attachment. So this is talking about the karmic space of attachment. And this is really common for all of us, but this is the mother of all karmic spaces. So this is like when you become attached to something or someone, what happens is you'll do anything to keep it sometimes. And that means, you know, getting caught up in other karmic spaces. Like you're so attached to it that you'll abuse your power for it. You're so attached to it that, you know, you have lack of awareness of or indifference to other people and the effect it's having. You're so attached to it that you act out on jealousy. It's that kind of energy. And so this is the energy of, you know, let's go down inward, you know, let's keep it a little bit quiet inside. And this is the Chariot. So this is the power of spin. And the power of spin is talking about masculine and feminine energies coming together to be really strong with each other. So remember, all of these are archetypes, and they represent masculine and feminine energy and making decisions from a strong place with your intuition and your logic. So before you take action, you consult with both, basically, to have a strong outcome. In this oracle, the chariot is actually represented by a yin-yang symbol, and that symbolizes the energy of, you know, expansion and contraction in the universe. And so how things are always shifting, things are always changing. And this energy is about like really being aware of that right now. I feel like the chariot means this is happening now. It's already spinning. And as it spins, it will gain momentum. You know, like the snow, if it starts with one snowflake, anyone can handle a flake or two. But you start having a whole bunch of flakes to get together to do whatever, and it becomes a snowball. And then that snowball rolls, you know, down the mountain. And before you know it, you know, you have like an avalanche. That's the kind of energy we're talking about. So there's dissension. And so dissension is when you divide and conquer kind of energy. So it's kind of like, oh, he said this and she said that, and you know, that kind of energy. Immature competition, basically. It's about swimming with sharks. And you know, the chances of you getting eaten by a shark are pretty slim. But human sharks, that's a little bit different. So it's kind of like being aware that not everybody who appears to be your friend or says you're your friend is actually your friend. And so some of the competition could be from friends that you didn't even know you were in competition with. It could be with friends of friends that you don't even know, period. So that's what this energy is, you know, with friends like this, who needs enemies? That's what we call frenemies. So the Hierophant comes in, and this energy is being cleared. And so the number one Hierophant is God, and then you know, when you're in court, you swear on a Bible, I'll tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. And that's the energy here. So the Hierophant, this represents the Emperor energy. The Emperor is the highest position here, bringing justice in. And then we have deception. So this is sitting on the King of Cups, and I feel like if the King of Cups is the one that was deceived, and this is about kiss me good, then I feel like the King of Cups is very loving and, you know, emotionally available. But the King of Cups, if they are betrayed, they are the most likely to hold a grudge. And, you know, shift will fly. That's the kind of energy. Like, that's when maybe they step into this Hierophant energy, and they will get like they'll want revenge, and they will, and that's what I'm getting. Hell, you know, like whatever this energy was, whatever action was taken here, if it was deception against the King of Cups, there's going to be a major boom reaction. And then the surrender. So this is about this energy of psychic energy, and that's what I was picking up about the veil between ancestors and descendants. So this is clearing energy on both sides. So that's what the wands representing ancestors and descendants. This is wood. It's from tree. Trees have roots, and then they have offshoots, and those represent the descendants. So this isn't just justice for like one family or one person or just you. This is representing that justice for you being trickled down from the justice that we're seeing happen in the world, or the injustice, you know, that same energy. Yeah, because if the King of Cups is pissed off, everybody's going to know about it. And the High Priestess, that's sitting here on justice. So yes, this is saying this is justice coming in from the Most High and through the people on the earth. And that, you know, there's a lot of energy moving. Like, I mean, in the Bible, it says in the past, there was floods, there was all this, you know, all this energy. And it's like, we're seeing that, and we're always going to see, like, this is something also, when people think, oh, the world's going to shift. It is, like, but it always has been. If you want to look at it from that perspective, there's beauty on the earth, and then there's the other extreme. But nowadays, we have way more access to information. So if we don't learn from our past mistakes in the history of the world, then we're going to have to repeat it, only it's going to be even accelerated and it's going to be faster. Like, look at how the information is coming in now. And moving into the age of Aquarius in 2020 has allowed for this information to come out even more. But it's more and more difficult to tell what's real and what's not, because AI is a different type of intelligence. And so that's the age of Aquarius kind of energy, like adapting to the new technology, experimenting with it, and having to adapt to that. And also the more energy that comes in because of the information that we have access to, it causes the chariot, that ball of masculine and feminine energy, to start contracting and expanding quickly, more quickly. And so that, you might feel like, oh, time is really speeding up. It actually does feel speeding up because that we get the information quicker. Look at in the old days, if you had to wait for the night to travel from one country to another by horse to deliver a message to a king and then travel all the way back again, that kind of energy. It took time, but now in the click of a mouse, you have, you can send a message. You can go online. The cell phones we have now are like supercomputers. Like, there's so much information we have access to. And so the guiding star is also talking about using your intuitive. Like, when you're dealing with this kind of energy, you need to go to inward, meditate, and really bring that energy down so that you can hear, you can understand what's happening and be able to stay on your path that you were brought onto this earth to be. And this requires patience, and this requires pouring that energy back and forth into yourself, like dipping, like being part of the universe, and then bringing that to land in your own life. And so this underlying energy here of temperance is the earth star. So again, this is talking about, a lot of people feel the temperance card represents an earth angel, and this is coming down. This is someone that is sent by God for justice on the planet and to make the planet a better place. And so, hey, I'll take all the angel energy out there. We could use that right now on the planet, right? So this is being able to manifest what you came here to do. And we came here to be better versions of ourselves, to make the world a better place. Therefore, the universe is a better place, that kind of energy. When the universe becomes a better place, then the earth becomes a better place. So it's spiraling together. It's like all connected. And then we have temperance. Again, on this energy, waiting. A lot of people around the world are praying, like, please help us. Like, what is going on in this world? It's just, the world is so fast and crazy, and and a lot of people feel like really out of sorts with this energy. And so this is about devotion on your path. So it's saying again about this patience. This is a long time coming, because we are gifted with having the ability to make choices for ourselves. And then we have Cancer coming in. So this is the adolescent energy, and this is representing the moon. So I feel like on the new moon, which is tonight, the energy is starting to really shift into this kind of energy. And we're seeing a lot of information coming out right now. That's been sitting there waiting to come out, and yuck. There's a lot of it that's very difficult to take in. And so you can say you want to be engaged with the world, or you want to be entrenched by the energy. Cancer is the most it's an adolescent girl energy. So think about the moon. It follows the cycles of the moon. You think about a young girl who is starting her cycle, and you may have noticed that they can be very volatile in their emotions because they're not used to those hormones. And they're changing from being a girl into a young woman. And a lot of the information on the planet now is regarding that. Like, that energy from young women, and from the new generations coming up also, like about leadership and A lot of the energy is just, whoa, there's just so much happening. But this, I feel like this is something that we need to all just take a deep breath and, you know, because it's always been happening like that. It's just that now we have the information, access to it faster, right? And so disruption. Yeah, and so we have the holiday season, and that adds to this energy right now, because the holiday season, a lot of people are, you know, feeling disappointment. Like maybe you don't get to be with your family. Like even that big snowstorm and all the flooding has caused problems with flights getting out on time. And so you may have planned to be with your family and you were planning to travel, and the highways are closed and you can't get out on them anyway. And it's, you know, you may have booked flights and now those are canceled and you can't book. It's everybody's trying to travel at the same time, right? So it's that kind of disruption. And then the Hermit, so safe travels. There you go. The way I look at it, if I book a flight and it gets canceled, as disappointing as it may be, I trust that you know, I can go here and meditate and pray over it and be like, oh, okay, it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't safe. This is about traveling safe. So if you can get into that energy, you know, like if, you know, and I feel for you, like I really do, if you've booked flights and everything, and with all the storm, like across Canada right now, it's just the energy. I mean, that's what is so amazing about Canada, though. Like in the prairies, we have like minus 35 to 40 degree weather, and it's like snow and blizzards and like you know, it's so cold. And then here in British Columbia, on the coast in particular, it's warmer than usual, and we have all this rain, and it's causing all this flooding, right? So it's kind of like the extremes, right? And then we have lack of awareness here. So that's another karmic space. Like, so yeah, if you go inward, then you won't miss out on opportunities. Or if you miss out on an opportunity and you can't travel or something now, recognize that there's a higher plan. Like maybe it's safer for you not to travel right now, as disappointing as it is. And then this is again what I was saying. This is the solar plexus. This is having the courage to be able to deal with all this energy and being leaders. Each and every one of us has the potential, and Leo is born to lead. That's the energy. So when Leo is in their strong energy, that energy is very powerful. And that's saying that all of us can be in that. We all have a little bit of leadership within us, right? We all have a little bit of Leo in us. And Leo the lion, that's about courage. But what this is saying is, in this energy, even if you just don't participate in the, you know, the volatility, and you just take a deep breath, okay, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to take any action. I'm not going to send that email until I'm calm. That's the kind of energy I'm talking about. Really good advice, Leo. You're a leader for a reason. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Please like and comment if you have. My goal is to empower you with information. I feel this is very valuable information. And I will be back with another reading for, this is for the end of the month. I'm going to, there's a full moon in January on the 3rd. I will try to get a reading out for that. I'll do my best to. And then I also have, the next reading will be regarding the new year, the beginning of the new year in the new month of January. Bye for now. Sorry, my cat's biting me because she doesn't want